Welcome to Peeling Back the Onion, a segment of the Clean Getaway advertising podcast where we review and critique current advertisements and campaigns. Follow us on Instagram at the Clean Getaway Podcast to see the ads we discuss in each episode.
We're your hosts,
Lauren Rickenbrode
and Maddie Benars, recording live from DePaul University in Chicago.
In this episode, we are going to look at 3 ads from the Neighborhood of Good in Every Order campaign by Doordash. According to Doordash, this campaign brings to life Doordash's mission to grow and empower local economies and showcases that while an order may seem like a small thing, when consumers get their goods, local businesses get business, and Dashers get paid.
The CMO of Doordash states it's easy to take for granted whether you're a Dasher, a merchant, or a customer that is just an ordinary transaction. But when you talk to the people inside the ecosystem, you start to realize it is much more profound.
So I first saw an ad for A Neighborhood of Good in Every Order campaign by Doordash when I was taking the Brown Line to the Diversey stop in Chicago. And I saw a big billboard for Doordash on the side of a building, and the heading of the print ad was Support the Neighborhood, and it had the tagline, "One extra spicy dragon roll at a time." And I really liked the tagline, and I also liked the concept of the campaign where it's a neighborhood of good in every order. It definitely has a nice twist on most campaigns that I see, and I think the mission of the campaign was executed well. Have you seen ads for this campaign as well?
Yeah, I have seen a few of these around by where I live, and I think it's interesting that they all have the same tagline where it shows the product that someone got from Doordash, and then it says one blank at a time. So the one extra spicy dragon roll at a time. And then the 2 others that we're going to talk about, one shows a woman getting hair dye, and it says support the neighborhood, one spontaneous box of hair dye at a time. And then the next one says support the neighborhood, one I deserve this at a time. And it's showing a group of friends outside eating in a park. And I think it's interesting that they reuse that same tagline because it really puts it in the perspective of somebody buying something from Doordash. And I think it's cool that they put the hair dye in there to kind of diversify Doordash a little bit and show that it's not just a food delivery service. You can get more things off Doordash, which is also going into the point that Doordash helps so many businesses and helps so many people because they have such a wide range of products that they sell to consumers.
You brought up that this campaign shows how Doordash helps local businesses by providing consumers with products from a variety of businesses regarding food, hair dye, clothes, whatever, you name it. You can basically get anything on Doordash nowadays. What do you think about the message of the campaign that Doordash is supporting the neighborhood and local economies by having consumers buy one thing at a time?
I really like the idea of this campaign and the message behind it. I think ever since the pandemic, we have really all seen how much we need delivery service apps like DoorDash and how much they really help people. I mean, it helps both parties in the situation of delivery apps. It helps the person who's at home and maybe they can't leave to go to the store to get what they need. And then it also helps the Dashers because they're getting paid. And then it helps the small businesses too. And I think COVID-19 really exemplified that fact that we all need to kind of work together in order to sustain our economy. We all need to help each other out, and especially small businesses right now really need help. So I think this campaign really helps with that.
I definitely agree that this campaign exemplifies how much we need to work together to sustain our economy, and that is what I love about this campaign. In terms of how the ads are put together, what do you like artistically about the print ads that we looked at?
I really like the pictures that they put on these ads. I think they're very candid. They kind of all look like they were taken by like a friend or another person that was like with the person who got DoorDash. Like in the hair dye one, it looks like either she's taking a selfie or her friend is taking a picture of her dyeing her hair at home. You can see there's like hair dye all over the sink, and it's a bright purple hair dye. So I think it's really eye-catching, and it just shows that she's having a fun time. Like, she's dyeing her hair and she's loving it. And I think the next one, where the girl is sitting outside, you can see like a yoga mat, and it just looks like everything looks like everyone is having fun, and it's very lighthearted, and it's just showing the good and happiness that can come out of ordering with DoorDash.
I also like the pictures that they used for this campaign. Like you said, they seem very fun, lighthearted, and spontaneous. I also like how the ads use bright colors. It makes them very spunky and makes them stand out compared to other ads. I also like how there's this like squiggly line going throughout the print ad, and it's like rainbow colored, and it has the DoorDash symbol at the end of it, and it almost looks like a path showing that you're supporting the neighborhood just by buying this one thing, and it's like a path that the Dasher is taking to get that product to the individual that purchased it.
Yeah, and it really reinforces the app, just like the look and the feel of the app. Like when you see the print ads, it makes you think of the app, and when you get into the app, it makes you think of the print ads, because they're really using that imagery to like reinforce the idea of how their app works and how a Dasher gets to a person from point A to point B.
It seems like we both like the look and feel of the campaign overall, but is there anything that you would change personally about the campaign?
I do like the campaign overall. One thing, though, is that when I first saw this ad outside, I wasn't really sure that it was for DoorDash. I kind of had to look hard for the DoorDash logo and stand there for a while to read it, to understand that it was a DoorDash ad. I was kind of confused by the little squiggly line. I wasn't really sure what it was for, but after a second look and like a good read through of it, I really understand it. So I think it's just that initial like looking at it and thinking, what is this? I need to kind of take a closer look.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that if the logo was bigger and if they made it easier to understand that it was a DoorDash ad, that would be great. I think upon first glance, like you said, it is hard to tell that it is a DoorDash ad, and I think that those first glances are really important when it comes to advertising, because sometimes you only have a few seconds to catch someone's attention and have them understand what the ad is for.
Yeah, that's so true. It really is like crucial in that first like 1 to 3 seconds of somebody seeing an ad that you really like capture their attention. And I think these ads do capture my attention definitely because of like their bright colors, as we said before. It's just that getting over that group of people who don't want to like read into it as much as other people might.
That's all for this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening to our review of A Neighborhood of Good in Every Order campaign by DoorDash. Before we go, we want to give a quick shout out to the quarterly Crowbar Awards hosted by the Breaking and Entering Advertising podcast. If you would like more information on the Crowbar Awards, please visit our Instagram at the Clean Getaway Podcast.
Once again, we're your hosts,
Lauren
and Maddie. Thanks for listening!